It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top recruits in 2021, maybe one of the most underrated guys, a top 50 all-time commit in Texas, Tamar Bates. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's just get right into this. You are officially committed to Texas. It's now
Yep.
been a little bit of time now since you commit. Just take us through how it feels as you're starting to get closer and closer to getting on campus.
It feels good. Just first of all, get all that weight off my shoulders in terms of committing because I really like been able to lock in like on my team here and just getting ready for next fall. But I mean, I'm really excited to get there. Get on campus and it's closer. It's like less than a year because
Mhm.
I'll be there in June for summer school. So it's like down to months now. So just talking to the coaches every day. Them. Just give me a lot of information. It just like get me real riled up to, you're ready to go there. But, I still got to finish what I'm doing down here. But I'm definitely excited to get on campus.
Over the next few months to get out there, what's some stuff that Coach Shaka Smart and the coaching staff wants you to work on, improve on, so you're ready to go out there?
I mean, my coaches here are doing a real good job of, getting me ready for, what they know Shaka and the rest of the staff is going to put me through.
Mhm.
But I mean, we really just, talk about, just simple stuff that like we'll be doing in like like in the offense, like working on that stuff, like a lot of like pick and roll, like dribble handoff stuff, and defense. That take care of itself. So of course we're gonna play D, but I mean it's not really. They don't really like give me like specific stuff to like work on. They send me like some clips, like some stuff that they do. I base off of that, but it's not really nothing too specific.
Coach Shaka Smart's known for producing in big-time big men, especially, but he has a lot of guards he's taken on that are under the radar and made them pros or at least very good college guards. Who are some guys he's looking to develop you into and kind of model you after?
I mean, he hasn't really like told me, this is a guy that I see you, playing like. I mean, the closest guy on the roster that's probably like kind of like comparable is probably Matt Coleman, just because he's a left-handed lead guard for him. And that's a guy that'll be graduated when I come in. So I mean, that's like a guy that's like kind of usually like closest because we're both left-handed. But I mean, he hasn't really like said like I want you to be this guy because I mean Shaka he knows he learns his players' strengths and then you
Mm-hmm.
know bases his offense and everything around that. So it's not really me trying to be somebody else. He's trying to maximize my potential.
How about for your aspect? Is there a guy that you look at in the NBA, either today in the past, that you think you do play a little bit like?
I mean, in terms of left-handed guys, I watch a lot of course, James Harden
Mm-hmm.
and then Kendrick Nunn from the Heat. And, I try and take a little bit of stuff from Jason Tatum. That's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I mean, just in terms of like guys like around my size, like got the same dominant hand. I watch a lot of James Harden film.
And that is something you keep bringing at the left hand, and that is something that's different about you. We know a lot of majority of people obviously are right-handed, but with you being left-handed, how have you adjusted to basketball? Has it been a little bit harder for you? Has it been easier? Discuss being a left-hand player in basketball.
It's a little easier. I mean, it's not really harder being left-handed. It's easier finishing around the rim. Just strengthening both hands just as much, like making my right stronger my left, and that's really what I've been focusing on. Here is really getting my right hand stronger than it was before I even got here. So you know, it's not really harder being a lefty. It's a little easier, especially from shooting from outside. Who you say lefty shoot it better. So
Mm-hmm. We have to discuss another part of your game, and that is you're a guy that plays with the dog mentality. You have a trash talking sense. You're an energizing kind of player. When did that energy first start playing for you?
I mean, it's kind of just natural to me because I mean, it could be a day like where I say like I don't feel like playing, or like I just come in just chilling and then like something just click. It's really just being a competitor.
Mhm.
Always get better and really just out like trying to outplay the guys that are supposedly supposed to be ahead of me, or just outplaying the guys just to win because I want to win so bad. So it's just like that competitive nature, just the trash talking. It's all fun to me. It all just come natural.
You just haven't had too many games yet, but we've already seen a little bit of it. You play against Bishop Gorman, Zion Collins, a top ranked guy. You go into that kind of game, though, and you mentioned he's a guy that's ranked higher, has a little more attention than you do. What's that mentality when you step up against him?
I mean, really just to show, him and the rest of the country that I should be, talked about in the same conversation as him. Not even just comparing myself to him personally, just anybody that, is supposed to be better than me. But it's not really like I go to sleep like I gotta outplay Zion tomorrow. It's like, okay, we play Zion Collins going to UNLV, hell of a player, hell of a point guard. Play him tomorrow, I'm gonna go get a win. I'm gonna go out there, compete, do what I do, and just show the country who I am.
For that being such an early game in the year, not even an official game, you guys got pretty heated. I know there's a couple different technicals throughout that game. What was the energy like on that court?
It was fun. I love games like that. When everybody trash talking, just because it make everybody play harder, and it's crowd get into it. So it was real fun, real good atmosphere. That was a good game against Zion, Will, the rest of the Bishop Gorman team.
You guys already are champions in one area. You guys won the Border League, the first one of them. What was that tournament like, though? Your first really official game, kind of playing together, getting chemistry situated. You guys still come out as a champion. What was that tournament like?
It was good to just see, how we looked against other people, because obviously since we've been here for a month, we've been playing against each other. So, it was just, good to see what it all looks like against other teams, being able to, taking a game plan and, do it the right way. So, it was just good to, finally get out of Florida, get somewhere else, play some good competition.
This entire team comes from situations where you guys were the best players. You guys were the top go-to guys. All you guys come in now and kind of get a role of you guys selves. You guys each kind of sacrifice, become the main guy to play a big role on a team. How have you adjusted to that?
It hasn't been hard for me because even back home, I was always had a, team like minded like game. And, that was like one of the first thing our whole coaching staff, talked to us about. They were like, obviously all you guys are talented players. You have to make some sacrifices, like you said. And it's like, and of course it could be anybody's night, but I feel like we all understand that, it's better to use each other's strengths and bring it all together instead of trying, do our own thing. Because obviously when we all, play off of each other, chemistry's like great. We all playing off of each other. It looks better than try to, one-on-one the whole game. We using each other to score. Playing with elite guys. Like if I go set a pin down for somebody that can shoot it like as good as me or better, they helping him. That's a slip. I'm wide open. So it's like just using each other to score. It's not really like a bad thing, like to sacrifice. It just looks good, like knowing, and it feels good knowing that we're in a selfish team.
A lot of guys talk about this, and this isn't necessarily any way to slam your old teammates, but when you play against a guy and you're elite and you go to a situation now where everyone's just as elite as you, if not some guys even better, how does that push you? How does that change the practice atmosphere for you?
The iron sharpens iron quote, that like it holds so true, because playing against elite guys every single day in practice, lifting with guys every day, getting workouts in before practice, it just makes me want to keep working as much as I have, not even more. Like, so it's really just like they elevate my game, just because it's like we all we all gonna play college basketball at Division I level, all want to be pros one day. So it's like we all just make each other better. We all make each other play harder, compete every day.
Is there a guy on the team that you enjoy going up against the most at practice?
The guy that I like go up against every day is me and Jaden Bradley. We on obviously teams every day. So we go at it every day. It's real fun. Competing. Had a real good practice today. So me and JB, some of my best friends on the team. And, we compete every day in practice.
I mentioned you guys already won a championship, and that was without a guy that maybe might even be the best player on the entire team, Jarris Walker. When you guys add him into this group and you guys start playing this upcoming year, how special will you guys be?
Just, doing what we did in Phoenix without him, just sitting back and thinking like we really just won that whole thing without J-Walk. So, it's just like, good luck to everybody else for real. Cause it's like, it's going to be pretty scary. We played so well without him. So, we know like how it's going to look when we have him. Cause we had a scrimmage against our post-grad team and he was playing. So, we just know it's gonna get ugly when he gets back.
That post-grad thing, a lot of people don't talk about either, and that is a big-time team. Efton Reed, Benny Williams, the list goes on there. What are those games like?
And we played like a little scrimmage against them, just one. We'll definitely do it again throughout the year, but high-level competition. We all on the same campus. We all close talk every day, so playing against each other, it's just all fun. Just competing, trying to win.
I know there's one game that you guys always have circled on the calendar. That's always the biggest one, most hyped up game. You guys versus Montverde, debatably two best prep programs in the entire country. How excited for that game?
I'm really excited for that game. But I mean, we really just, taking it one game at a time. When we do get to Montverde, then we'll focus on them. But it's not like we look at them and compare them to Montverde. Nah, it's like, we're going to play whoever we got to on that night. And when it's time to focus on Montverde, get our game plan together, go out there and get a win.
So let's get more into this Texas commitment. You're going through this recruiting process. You have a top 7. Discuss those 7 schools and why they were in that final running for you.
All the 7 schools, I just based it around my opportunity to be able to play as a freshman. I could have at all the schools, arguably. Yeah, I could have played at all the schools my freshman year, but I mean, I just feel like, it was a little difference in how the recruiting process was looked at from a coaching standpoint. Because I was a priority for every school, but I mean, Texas, it's kind of like the little saying, like, when you know, because it was just like building that relationship with the coaches. It was just so natural and organic. It was so easy to build a relationship with them. And, just the blueprint and everything that they showed me, like, that has to happen just because of depth charts and, seniors and all that. So, it was easy for me to make that decision. But, I had a good list of schools, but I'm glad I'm at Texas now.
Out of those 7 schools, when you're getting closer and closer to commitment, was there another school or two that was right there with them? Did you possibly narrow it down personally down to 2 or 3?
Yeah, there was. I mean, I behind Texas, it was either honestly, it was either 2 or 3. It was either Creighton, Kansas, or Mizzou. Those 3 were like real, pushing really hard. They all look really good, but it just came down to Texas that was the best decision for me.
I can imagine you being a Kansas guy. We know the impact Kansas has, not just in Kansas, but the entire country, being a blue blood. How appealing was that when that first offer came in for you, knowing that the school in your hometown wanted you?
It was good. I mean, and I was waiting for it for a minute because, I mean, I didn't get the offer to what was that, February of this year. So, and I'd been already getting recruited since the last summer. So, it was just kind of like, yeah, I have the Kansas offer now because being from Kansas and all my peers knowing I'm being recruited, they ask me every day, "You get offer from Kansas yet?" I'm like, "Nah," but when I did, it was just like, "Nah, I can say yes," and I'm just keep figuring out where I'm gonna end up, which is Texas now. But I mean, it was just like it was real nice to get that offer, knowing that they're a blue blood hometown school, real respected school around the country. But I mean, yeah, it was just like being able to answer the question that, yeah, I have an offer from Kansas now.
I never like asking this question to you guys are commit, but growing up, was there a dream school? Was there a school you really loved watching growing up?
I honestly didn't. I don't really have a dream school because, I mean, my parents, my brother and me, we all just would, watch basketball. We just love basketball. So we watching any team, on any night. But, I mean, obviously, if it's a Kansas game on, we cheering for KU. But, I mean, game when they played Buddy Hield at Kansas, triple overtime. We going for both teams because Buddy going for 50. And so it's we just love watching basketball. So, I mean, it's that's all it was. But, I mean, I do, but when I was, and it's kind of crazy. And it kind of sounds like it's made up. But when me and my brother, when we were younger, we always paid attention to Texas football and basketball. We had a Colton McCoy jersey when he was a quarterback, number 12. And then we had a KD jersey. I don't know where they at, but I mean, we had the jerseys, and it kind of just wore off a little bit. But when we was younger, we we was locked in on Texas football and basketball. So it's kind of crazy that I ended up there.
And the crazy thing is that being in the Big 12, you're going to go out to Kansas to get a return home for 2 games, K-State as well. You're in this area where you're just going to be around a lot of family. Guys can come watch you play. How excited will it be when you guys do return to Kansas and you get to play in front of your family and having this be a part of your journey?
I mean, it's just going to, feel good to, play in front of friends from back home, family, obviously. My parents would be at as many games they can make it to, but they'll definitely be at those two. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it'd just be fun to, play in front of, friends and family. That's in terms of them watching me on TV. Obviously that's going to make me play a lot harder because there's going to be some Kansas fans that don't have them stuff to say to me. But, I'm not really worried about it.
Now, Coach Shaka Smart is a guy that almost friend to a degree. We just got to have that close relationship. You guys talk about basketball, but other things as well. How close are you guys, and how's this relationship developed over the past couple of years?
I mean, it's just like I can call Coach and talk to him, just talk to him. Mm-hmm. Not even about, you coming in June. It's not the same conversation every time. I can just, if I just need somebody, not even just somebody to talk to, I'm depressed or something. But it's just just calling them, checking up on them. It's a mutual relationship. Call me, I call him. We just got a real good bond. And, that's really my guy. I feel like we're gonna do a lot of special stuff together in Austin.
And I read somewhere that if you didn't go to HBCU, Coach, having a Black coach be your coach was something that you would have liked to have. How much importance was that? And on the HBCU aspect, was that something you were ever seriously considering?
I mean, my dad, about going into my junior year, he was trying to get me to it wasn't like he was going to force me. I was going to go, but it was to go to a little game at Lincoln University, HBCU, close to my house. And, the coach, I guess he thought he was we're not going to get your son or whatever. It was something like that. But we were before the whole, everything happened with the police brutality. My dad was trying to get me to go just to get the experience, just to see how it is. Go to a game, go to the locker room and all that, tour the campus. But I mean, after everything was happening around the country, you see the NBA boycotting, everybody, I just felt like it was I do want to, play for a Black coach, somebody that I can identify with. Cause I mean, I saw some comments, about that quote, and people kind of took it the wrong way and was like, what if a white kid said he want to play for a white coach? And it's not like I was saying it like that. Yeah. It was just I just felt like it was important to me to play for somebody that I can identify with, and just playing for a Black head coach. Cause I mean, like I said, they Black head coaches don't usually get the same opportunity to get elite level players. You know what I mean? So I just, it was easier for me to, on top of the relationship that we already built, it was easier for me to commit to that school because I can relate to you. I really, really like you and your staff, they had good blueprints. So it was easy for me to make that decision.
That is an important thing because the biggest thing you want as a player is obviously having that relationship with a coach where you relate to him, you kind of understand him, he's been in your shoes, and you just have grown up a little bit alike. He played basketball. He's a guy that's just been in the basketball world now for many years. How critical and important would that be for you for your career?
I mean, I know it'd be important because, I mean, coming here, coming to IMG, it'll make my freshman year, the transition, it'll be a little bit easier. But obviously, college is different from high school. Mm-hmm. So, just that transition, it's definitely going to be a little bit challenging. So, I wanted to make sure I was, playing for somebody that I know I can talk to and, be truthful with them and let them know how I'm feeling all the time. And, and just, have conversations, go in his office, just chill. So, it's all good. It's gonna be good.
The 2021 class is a top 25 class, but it's put together of a lot of underrated guys. Do you happen to have a relationship with any of them yet?
Yeah, we all have a group chat together. We talk, so we definitely building a relationship because we're gonna be around each other every day. So it's not. I'm not just gonna wait until we get on campus and start building a relationship. But and I feel like I like our group that's coming in. We trying to get one more guy. Not a specific guy yet, but I'm sure we're trying to bring in one more player. But I feel like it's gonna be good, and we got a good group just because we're not all like highly tallied guys, like 5 stars, or
Mm-hmm.
just even like ranked on anything, which it really don't mean anything like when you step in between them lines. But we'll be able to really just get to it and just get to work. It's a whole group of workers, So I really like our group.
You experienced it personally, but for all you guys as a collective group, what chip does that put on your guys' shoulder?
I mean, it really just make us want to play harder and prove to everybody that I'm better than this guy. Like he's like if you say he's this much better than me and I'm killing him, it's like it just puts a boulder on my shoulders. It's bigger than a chip because I mean it's like I take it as a little bit of disrespect, but I mean it's really just fuel to the fire, honestly. Because I don't really like look at it too much. I hear about it, but I mean it's just fuel to the fire. It just makes me play even harder than I already do.
When you're talking about a potential guy to add on to this class, what kind of position would you look for? Is it more of a wing kind of guy, a big man? What are you looking for?
Probably a big, like a stretch four maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I talk to our coaches and see what they want, so I could do a little bit of recruiting. But I'm gonna see. But I'm pretty sure we'll get one more guy.
Absolutely. Well, now you being a guy that I can already imagine is going to be kind of a recruiting guy. You know a lot of players, and coming from Kansas, their 2022 class out there is loaded. A lot of big time guys, Mark Mitchell, Grady Dick, the list goes on. Would you want to try recruiting those guys to come out to Texas?
Already started as soon as I committed. But I mean, we real close, so I can just like throw in little Texas jokes all the time. But I
Mhm.
mean, I've definitely like started like doing a little bit of recruiting. I mean, I'm not gonna like try and force them to come play with me. They gonna do their own thing. But I mean, if Texas is like, if it checks all the boxes, then let's do it. Like let's go.
Absolutely. So you go out there, you got your freshman season. What do you look to bring to the team? What can you bring to Texas in that first year?
Just a winning mentality. Cause I mean, I'm not going here to lose games. So I mean, just a guy that can bring it on both ends of the floor, score the ball, stop the best player. Just try and you know stack up the win column. Like I'm trying to win games.
I know you go in there with that winning mentality, that dog mentality, but tell us how that worked. When you go in as a freshman, how do you gain the respect of guys and become necessarily one of the leaders in the locker room right away?
Showing up with my play. Because I mean, I don't really got too much of a voice. I'm a freshman, so just showing what I can do on the floor. That'll help me, help become a leader on the team. Tell them that I should be respected as one of the, top guys on the team. So just going out there battling every day in practice, showing them what I'm made of. You know, that's really how I'll be able to, you know, like become one of the leaders, the top guys on the team. Just going out there and playing how I do every day.
I know there's significant meaning for you to wear number 53 out there. Take us through that.
So I'll be wearing number 53 from Texas on, and that's just because my nana, Felicia, she passed away in 2013 at the age of 53. So, and that's like that's where I got two from, just 5 minus 3. So that's why I wear 2 now, because I couldn't get 53 at my high school
Mhm.
and or here. So I wear it in college. But it's real. It means a lot to me. Just seeing them numbers on the front and the back, my last name. It just means a lot, and I know it means a lot to her as well. And when she passed, I was going into my 8th grade year, so I changed my number immediately on my AAU teams. I still have jerseys at the house, 53 on it. So it just means a lot, and I'm glad I'll be able to wear that number.
That first game for you, when you walk in that locker room, you see the significance of that jersey, but not just that, you see the Texas jersey. You're putting that on, get to go out there and play in front of the hometown or wherever you're playing. What's going to go through your mind?
I mean, really, just it's like uh, I accomplished my first goal. Really just like a dream to reality. But now it's like the reality is I need to play well, stay on the floor, and try and just go, do what I do, play my game, not trying to really get outside myself. Really just going out there, of course, like just trying to get a win. But I mean, it'll be real special playing my first game. With 53 on my back, Texas. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
You're not the only one in the family that plays basketball. Your brother's also currently playing. What's it been like just growing up with a family that knows basketball, plays it? How's that helped you?
I mean, just, always getting constant feedback,
Mhm.
things they see that I don't, it really just helps a lot that, my brother, my dad, just, and then really just like help, keeping me humble, which isn't a hard task. But I mean, just, them telling me things that I can work on just so I can always be in the gym, always working on something, they tell me good things they see, bad things they see, and I go fix it. So, I mean, really just, being able to talk about basketball, it's really just like real fun. Cause I mean, we all like know the game. And, my sister, she's 12. She just started playing. I've been watching her games on the live stream. So, I'm glad to see her, playing now. Really just always being able to talk about basketball, watch it, break down film. It's really just fun being able to do that at the house.
In your commitment video, you discussed how he kind of beat you down. You couldn't beat him for a very long time. Has that point hit yet? Have you been able to beat him yet?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I win the series, he'll win, we'll split. I mean, we really never split. We play until somebody wins. But I mean, yeah, that's definitely, changed now. I got about 4 inches on him. So, you know, so yeah, but we compete. Like when I go home, like, we're going to play one-on-one. We're going to get in the gym. So, but I mean,
When
yeah,
was
the
the
narrative.
first time you started beating him?
Let me see. I started beating them probably my freshman year. Like I started sneaking some wins in my freshman year, sophomore year. Like after my freshman year, that summer, like that's when everything started changing. I started winning more. It was really like competing, not just him beating up on me.
And that first time you win, what was your reaction as well as what was his?
I mean, I'm sure I like snuck a win in when we was younger, and
Mhm.
I was ecstatic. Like I was like, oh, yeah, I just won. Like so, I mean, like, nah, but it was. I'm pretty sure I was real happy. Probably ran in the house, told my parents I just won. Because I mean, I'm sure like it was just like when I was young, when we were younger, like 8 and 10, like 10 and 8, like when we was that age, I probably like beat him like once a week. So it was like, but like or once every 2 weeks. So it's like I don't remember them wins because it's like I'd have already lost 20 games. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I was real happy first time I like won.
Absolutely. And a few more things before I let you go. One thing is that you had the nickname Scoop. How'd that start?
So I got that nickname from my mom, and that was because when I was little, I wasn't really like fat, but I was real greedy. I ate a lot. She knew of a DJ named Fat Man Scoop, and he did the soundtrack for the movie You Got Served.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, like, we watched it. Like we still watch it to this day. We got it recorded on the TV. But at the time, so she gave me that nickname, and as I got older, obviously not Fat Man, so everybody just been calling me Scoop from coaches, teachers, definitely in the house. But it just stuck. It was just the OGs, everybody like in the family. Some of them still call me Fat Man Scoop or just Fat Man. But I mean, yeah, it started Fat Man Scoop, took off the Fat Man. Everybody just been calling me Scoop my whole life.
In that commitment video, you also said that you didn't necessarily always love basketball. It wasn't until you were a little bit older that you started really liking it. You just like watching it originally. When was that point that you started liking basketball?
So I mean, I was like 2 when I could have started playing, 2 or 3, and I started playing until I was 5. So I mean, it wasn't really like too much, like too long. But I mean, like I was literally like my dad had his own team. My brother 2 years older than me, so he's playing. He's 3 or 4. I'm 2, and like they trying to get me to play, and I wanted to be the mascot. Like I was on the sideline, jersey 00, Scoop on the back, said Magic. Team's called Magic. I'm on the sideline with all the moms cheering. Like I'm just watching. I'm like, nah, I don't want to play. I'm good. But I mean, kind of just like happened. It was just natural. I mean, I'm sure my parents knew I was eventually gonna play because I mean, I was always at all the practices. I was around it so much, so it was just like, all right, your time's up from being on the sideline. Like it's time to hoop now. So I mean, it kind of just like happened naturally.
You also have the hourglass in your bio. What goes into that?
I mean, it's really just a matter of time before I blow up, and everybody in the country, knows exactly who I am and what I do. So I mean, it's just really just staying patient, staying the course, and just continuing to work because it'll show.
Do you think you're at that point right now? Do you think you're one of the top players? Or do you think it's going to take another year or so when you get to college for you to blow up?
I 100% think I'm one of the top players in the country right now. But I mean, whenever the analysts or the experts, think I should be ranked higher, then I guess you could say like that. That's when I blow up. But I mean, it's really just it's a long game. It's a mile, not a sprint. So
Mhm.
the end goal is to be a pro, and, sustain, your time in the league. So I mean, if I get there, then I won. Like it's like all those guys I would rank ahead of me. It's like, okay, you had that in high school, but now I'm here. You might be here with me, but I mean, I might be here longer, whatever. So I mean, it's just like I said, staying the course, staying patient. Just knowing that it's a bigger goal than being ranked on ESPN.
I agree more, man. And one thing I was like wrapping up discussing is legacy. By the time you're done playing basketball, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want your legacy to be for what you achieve both on and off the court?
Really just, being a guy that, came in and did what I was supposed to do every day. Worked my ass off, had a long career, and just being remembered as a winner. A guy that, like, whoever I play for, whoever I play with, I'm here to win games, and I do it, So, just obviously, everybody say they want to be remembered as one of the greatest players of all time. And I mean, I'm definitely like I'll be in that conversation. It's a lot of guys ahead of me that are pros now. It's like that are some of the greatest. But I mean, I just want to be able to add to that list notable basketball players. Just a guy that wins championships.
Without a doubt, man. My final thing, give Texas fans your three biggest goals you have set for a Texas career.
Uh, Big 12, win the Big 12, win the conference, win the tournament. We getting to the NCAA tournament, so we trying to win the Natty. That's obviously the goal. But I mean, just getting deep in the tournament and playing with the other good teams in the country. Definitely winning the conference, winning the Big 12 tournament, getting to the tournament, doing what we do.
Absolutely, man. Well, definitely congratulations once again on the commitment. I appreciate you taking time to come on today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Of course, you also come on, man. God bless.
Yeah.